Because you come from a professional services background, which is sort of like the other extreme, do you think some of the impact comes from the book because it is this beautiful looking creative thing? Do you think there's like an element of surprise when you hand it to people that comes with that, because it is almost like a mismatch, like they'd be expecting a professional, really big, boring looking book?
Yeah, and when most people get it, they get it as a box, and inside the box sits a card explaining what's inside the box and what's outside the box, and there's a set of playing cards in there so they can practice the concepts afterwards. And they look at it and they actually always rub their hands over it, whether it's the book, the playing cards or the box, and they see it as something unique. And if you were to line up every book that you ever think about, mine sits at one end of the extreme or the other, and that's what makes it easy to share. Whether I've spoken to very rational actuaries who deal with numbers all the time, the way they engage with the book is very different to people who are in the arts and in creative directors in advertising agencies. I mean, they can appreciate the way the characters have been developed and all of that, but I think they connect with the words because there's so few of them. So I think one of the things that you taught me that was okay is whatever the market is doesn't mean you need to be there in terms of format. People will meet the idea where it's at as long as you're writing for them. But it's being that little bit different, and literally being little in this case was my way of trying to get it into somebody's top pocket or into their handbag so they do walk around with it. Like, I've had people write Amazon reviews saying, I'm sitting in my bath reading, this book. And I doubt they would do that with a bigger book, as an example. So, yeah, creating contrast creates cut-through. So, again, whether it was working with you or Emma and the team at Presentation Studios, that's quite unique, and it creates a lot of comments, particularly if people receive it on a training course where they're expecting, a workbook or something like that. You just put this little book on their desk and they straight away they touch it and then they look at the illustration. You can see their faces change because characters are quite unique. Going forward, I'm going to write a comic book series on it as well. So think Dilbert for listening.
Cool.
And also allowed me the space and time to think about a silent film festival on listening as well.
Awesome.